Hey, welcome back. I'm RealCopStoriesVideos.com. If you want to ask me questions or make comments, go ahead and do that. You can do it on this website right here. It's rsbcopstories@gmail.com. Okay, so text me and tell me what's going on. Okay, this is a Vice story, and Vice is a lot of things. So I explain to people that don't know. It's prostitution, it's gambling, big time gambling, horse betting, that type of thing, sports betting illegally, of course. It's prostitution, I think I said that. It's checking bars and liquor stores for drunks and minors buying liquor. I don't think it's a big deal, but it is. It's people get the stores and markets get their license from the alcohol beverage control people. It's regulated. They expect to follow the rules, 21 and over only. So, and ironically, we get complaints about this. And what's really weird is you get the complaint from the adjacent liquor store across the road, complain about this liquor store who's selling to minors and drunks because they're making all the money. So you have basically they're ratting on each other. That's fine. You follow the law, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, it's very simple. I'm sure booze sales is, pretty good with or without the having to break the law and sell to minors. So anyway, so we're working around a large university, and of course in schools like this, you have I did. Everybody's done. Underage kids going out and buying booze. Well, it's not a big deal, but we write them tickets. Write the owner a ticket. He gets fined by the ABC, and the kids pay a $50 fine or whatever the court mandates. That's their function. So it's a low-grade crime. We don't have a lot of officers to do this. Basically, two of us out of almost 500 officers. That's our job to do this sort of thing. So one night we're checking the local liquor stores around this university, and we see two young ladies go in, and you get after a while, it's like bouncers. You can spot age pretty easily from somebody. We stand outside, people walk by, men or women, you see zits, you see the braces on their teeth. You see a lot of indicators that they're not 21 years or over, okay? So pretty simple. So, we watched a couple ladies go in, girls, they want to call them nowadays, and they buy a couple six-packs, okay? So we're in there watching it, we see who sold it, and the person who sold is going to get a ticket from us and cited or fined. And so here they come. They're coming out. Okay, so they come out, and we're not dressed too grungily, but we're dressed, fine. And they just about get to their car, and we walk up on them and tell them who we are. They show our badges, and they immediately get snotty. Okay, and the universities, I don't know about other universities, but the one in the greater LA County area, we used to call it the Spoiled Child's University. Okay, because they're usually pre-med, pre-law, pre-something. Parents usually lawyers, attorneys, and judges, and whatever you want to call it, and they get an attitude really bad. And of course, that's not a good thing when you have law enforcement stand there. So we said, "Where's your ID?" "We don't have any." "Where are you from?" "I'm not telling you." "Okay, well, you got a problem here. Technically, you're under arrest for buying booze." Okay, so we tell them nicely that you have to give us the ID. You have to prove who you are. If not, you're going to go to jail. "We don't care. My dad does this. My dad does that." "Okay, fine." While they're saying their dad does this, the second time they get to their dad's name, they're already in handcuffs. Okay, so we put them in the car and off we go. Well, not really off we go yet. Put them in the car. One of us goes in, writes a ticket to the owner. We watch them sell whoever was selling. It could be, who knows who it is, an owner, it's a clerk. Write them a ticket. They'll get fined. Go back to the car. Go back to our station. Okay, our station is a pretty big station, pretty hot division. Huge holding cell. Probably, if you sat people in a bench on the back, you'd probably get 20 people across. Okay, huge. So I never seen that many people in there anyway, but they do that. They make big divisions with lots of problems. They make big holding tanks in case you have a big problem. Okay, so they're chipping away all the way, chipping at us, And once you get a job, and you probably are high school graduates, all the derogatory, demeaning things you could say to two policemen. And really, I don't care. I've been told that before. You may or may not know I'm a Latin descent. I've been called a coconut. A side note here, my partner's a black descent. He's been called an Oreo cookie. If you get the meaning on that one, okay? I get called a coconut, brown outside, white inside. He's black outside. All these, we both been on 12, 10, 11 years, so we've taken all this. It's not a big deal. We don't take it personal, okay? They're not mad at me. They're at the badge. They're mad because they're handcuffed, okay? So, but here's what happens. Excuse me. Officers have discretion of what they can do on something like this. So we put them in, there's two holding tanks, a real large one and a small one. Well, the small one had two prostitutes in it, and I'm talking dirty, downright ugly, worst dressed prostitutes you could ever imagine. And we have a nice big empty cell. Well, you can guess the poor, the demeaned, the uneducated, the ghetto coconut police officer and his Oreo cookie partner we put them in the tank with the prostitutes. Okay. And they sat down in that tank, and it looked like if you ever go to one of these lobster tanks, and when they're ready to go eating at a food place, and all the lobster, they're all stuck in a corner, or they're over here. They're kind of like they went over to the side. And we're only talking about 5 or 6 feet width here, so they're over in the corner, and the doors have mesh over, so you can hear what's going on in there. And I hear these prostitutes already ragging on these ladies, and they were. The prostitutes were 2 black. I'm not racial. I'm just giving you the makeup. The 2 prostitutes were black, and the 2 girls we had were Caucasian. Okay, and it's obvious that these 2 gals we had never been around other than their own race, because they were scared to death. Okay, hold on to each other in the corner. We kept an eye on them the whole time. We don't want to hurt them or to get hurt, but we're kind of smiling at the situation. So our black sergeant comes down, because every arrest we have to explain what we had. So he came down. And we're talking to him, and he says, and he's taking it more personal, okay? He goes, what they say to you? I said, well, it's okay, we just want, oh, really? So he got mad, okay? So he walks over to the cell, I can hear him, who do you think you are? I mean, he's just giving them the dad-daughter lectures, man. I mean, he's all over them, okay? And I thought that was pretty cool, because that's his job. When I became a supervisor later, I did the same thing. Got to take care of your people, okay? So anyway, so they're over there huddled in the corner, and he's chewing at them, and so then, he said, we already told him this. I said, if you don't provide ID, you're going to jail. That's simple. And he told him what I told him. We don't normally put college students in jail. We write them a ticket, and you go fight it in court and plead your case to the judge. But this is not the time and place to do this. So he said, you got about 5 minutes, and he goes like this. You got about 4 minutes and 50 seconds to make up your mind what you're going to do. I mean, he's no nonsense guy, okay? I mean, SWAT dog. I mean, this guy's no nonsense sergeant. I loved him. And so, okay, so then he looks at us and he goes, 2 minutes, they go. I said, you already cut the time down. Okay, well, he's the boss. Okay. So we're looking like, okay. So we're writing our reports, and we're booking the beer. I mean, it's not no big deal. Then we hear this little voice. I'll say it louder for you, but he went, excuse me, officers, excuse me. Hope you can hear that, but it was really very hardly audible. What do you want? Now we're getting a little cocky. We have some ID. We want to give it to you. Okay, where is it? It's in our socks. Okay, well that's fine. I don't care where. Okay, so walk up, and now I'm getting a little bit feisty. I go, okay, if they're not in your socks, you're going to go to jail for lying. Now I'm putting the report for lying. I wouldn't do that. Okay, I'm just trying to get what I need from them. Okay, so no, they had it in their socks, which is actually not a bad place to put it. I mean, So they take out the ID, and of course one of them's 20, one's 19. I mean, again, this is only a ticket. It's just kind of an administrative thing we do because people complain about this liquor store. And since the scandal of the 40s and the 50s in our department, we take all vice complaints seriously because there was so much corruption that our department over the years, we had a guy way back that started all the non-corruption stuff, said, we get a complaint, we're going to investigate it to the max, everybody goes to jail, everybody gets a ticket. We're not going to sit there and play favorites. I know the owner of that bar, I'm not going to do anything. That's tried to happen against us. If you look at some of my stories, we're not going to let people sway what we do, whether it be patrol officers or vice cops or narcs. We're going to be above board. So this is where it comes from. Okay, so I told him, okay, fine, look, you're going to be out of here in a few minutes. Oh, one of them's got a tear coming down her face. I can understand. It's scary in there. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in there with those prostitutes, okay? They look scary. But we did it as a life lesson, okay? Lesson learned here. You should learn from, people should learn from their police citizen contacts for the better. We don't pick out people for the most part. I'm sure officers have because of their race, color, creed, religion. We're just enforcing the laws, and it just happens to be that way. Okay. So anyway, sure enough, they came. One of them came out, sat her down. We have a big ticket book, different one than a car ticket book. It's a bigger ticket book. Write a ticket, sign. Okay, here you go. Here's a receipt for the beer, even though it doesn't mean anything. They can't get the beer anyway. But we have to give them a receipt. Okay. You wait on the lobby for your friend. Okay, she comes out, wrote the ticket. See how nice things move like this, nice and smooth, like it's supposed to be. So she gets a ticket, and we both of them went out to the lobby. My sergeant's with me now this time, and we make sure everything's fine. And they said, "Do you have any complaints?" No. He says, "Well, I do." Uh-oh. Well, here he goes again. Okay. He goes, "If you're ever around police officers in the future, okay, I highly recommend." Do what they say, and you'll be just fine. Tonight you didn't do what they said. You decided to be some kind of I don't know what. You started demeaning the officers. He says, that's going to put you in a lot of trouble either today, tonight, or in the future. So just remember this day. This is a learning day. You need to learn this. And then he went philosophical on us. He goes, probably didn't teach you this in high school, okay? Probably don't teach you in college, but this is real life teaching right now. So take it what it's worth. You can do whatever what you want, but you have to learn from this tonight. We don't. He said, you know what's going to happen after we leave you right now? My officer go back on and get 2 more people. This is what we do. So it's no big deal to us, but it should be a big deal to you. So take care of your tickets, move on. Thank you, Sergeant, thank you. Now they're very mellow, and then they're making phone calls to get their friend. I don't care what they did. And when we left, that was it. You know, and it's just amazing. A little thing like this can hopefully just get them thinking a little bit that, you know, there's a real world out there with real bad people, and I'm not one of the bad people. I made a small mistake. I bought some beer. It's no big deal. It really isn't. Anyway, hope you like that story, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.